Gemini, welcome to your mid-month for July. What's up? What's going on? Show me, Gemini, please. Like always, these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all. Frustrating, but normal. Check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Show me, Gemini. Show me, Gemini. Okay. What's up? Show me, Gemini. There you are. For some of you, hopefully not. Hopefully not. What's going on? Nine of Cups. Death. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune. All right. We'll get to that. Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. Trying to reestablish your comfort zone. The Magician. Two of Wands. And the Four of Swords. I see you pulling towards you as a decided sort of action and concept. Healing. Reflection. The ability to make decisions. Wisdom and insight. Okay. I think that's good because I think we need it. Nine of Cups. Death. The Wheel of Fortune. We have not been in touch with our happiness, wish fulfillment, sense of loving thyself in a while. Perhaps it's under transformation. You know, it can't all possibly be gone. Right? It's going to take a minute. The Wheel of Fortune. We've been detached for a while. We haven't been happy for a while. Okay? All right. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, you are showing me the actions and steps necessary to kind of focus on your sense of self-worth, your practicality, your sense of stability, whatever. Okay, I got two knights here, and they kind of shift speed accordingly. Slow, fast, somewhere in between. The point is, are you taking care of yourself? Queen of Pentacles. You are trying to answer that question as best you can. But there is activity surrounding your daily life. Okay? The Magician, Two of Wands, and the Four of Swords. In future, not too long from now, I see you manifesting strongly a sense of peace. Okay? A sense of rest. A sense of healing. This is an active decision on your part, so you might go through a withdrawal period to kind of honor that sense of I need to rest and heal and be quiet. You might start making decisions in that respect of possibly self-isolating or just making decisions about what's in your best interest. And you have a lot of, I kind of want to be quiet for a while coming up for you, and I think you need it. Okay? Trust the process. If that's what you're feeling, then it's probably correct. Nine of Cups, Death, the Wheel of Fortune. Now that's a lot. That's a lot. There's something here about the happiness that leached out of you a long time ago. And things haven't quite felt right, but you are trying to stabilize. Okay. So let's jump on into that Nine of Cups. Show me that, please. Show me that Nine of Cups. Show me that Nine of Cups. So if this isn't yours, don't worry about it. You can already kind of tell if maybe this is you. If you're confused, probably not. If you feel it and you know it's the truth, hang around. If it's a no, check your other placements. It's pretty simple. I'll read the cards, guys. All right? But I do believe, instead of saying I'm just not happy and I'm never going to be, perhaps see it more as a proposed transformative state of what you understand self-happiness to be. Okay. Nine of Cups. Four of Wands, Eight of Wands, relationship energy, this conflict here, and it must be perpetuated a great deal. If you don't feel that you can find your happiness in it, it's like you're saying there is no room. There's no room to be happy on a consistent basis. I'm always arguing with somebody. So that Four of Wands, we must keep in mind, does not have to be marriage, it could be, but the idea is that relationship that is defined by two people Okay? The walls are the walls are the walls, as defined by those two. So I don't know who's in there with you, but we communicate with them on a fairly regular basis. This is active, current, and it should make you feel good. You feel that. But there's tension all the time. Arguing, all the micro, macro, nitpicking, henpecking, whatever you want to call it. It's like this all the time. It's like this all the time. There's constant tension and or friction here all the time. And I used to be in tune with it. I used to love it. You know, I used to love who I was talking to. I mean, that's why I was in a relationship with him. And still am, as far as I can tell, I think. We'll see. You know, and it got rough in there, but some of that was fun. Sometimes it was fun arguments. It's part of who we are. Because there's a we in here. It's part of who we are. We would fight all the time, but we would always make up. It was fun. It was fun. I like this. I chose it. I thought it was good for me. I felt it was good for me. So what's this death about? You know, staying in that perpetual state of the only way we talk is to argue anymore. That's going to be enough to wear anybody's spirit down. Okay? Let's see, death. What used to keep this thing lively between us? It has a different meaning now. Let's see death, please. Show me death. Yeah. The moon, the emperor, the Ace of Swords. We can't see it. We cannot see, never mind feel, how our feelings for this have changed. We haven't acknowledged it. That's pretty serious. You know, it's not about what I think of your collective or giving you a hard time. That's really for, sorry, small-minded people. I'm just reading the cards, guys. I read what's here, not what isn't. I'm not picking on you. I love all my signs. I love all my collectives. So when I'm telling you, I want you to know so it can help you. That's what that means. All right? I want you, if you resonate with this, and you may not, because the Gemini I'm looking at, we haven't fully acknowledged this at all. Like you know you're supposed to be at the park, but you're at the wrong park. Okay. Where all the activities are, you're looking for all the activities that you agreed upon with your person, and you can't find them. It's because you're at the wrong park, and it's like you're there on purpose. You know they're not there. Okay, and that's why you're not finding joy in it. So I don't want this for you. I don't want this for anybody. So let's talk about it. Let's work through it. Okay? And if it makes sense to you and you get it, like I said, stick around. If it doesn't make sense to you or you say you're confused, check out the placements. That's it. The moon, the emperor, the Eight of Swords, you have the ability here as the emperor to see this, but right now we are not in that place. We're very much in denying. We are very heavily invested in denying. Again, protocol here, the Emperor suggests you could do. The Emperor could override all this. This blindness, I don't want to see. It's not convenient. It's uncomfortable. But he's kind of entrenched between the moon and the Eight of Swords. That's a lot of blindness and a lot of I'm not willing to acknowledge. Your feeling for whatever this is, it used to be good. It's one of those things that used to give you pleasure, wish fulfillment. This is for me. But that's de-evolved or transformed over time, and we haven't seen it. We don't want to see it, because then we'd have to acknowledge it. Then we'd have to do something about it. So a lot of people, and I had this little lecture with somebody else not too long ago, maybe last week, they all say they want to know the truth. And then I see things like this that suggest, no, I don't. So when I say real tarot is real life, that's what that means. It can get really uncomfortable. We don't want to see how much our feelings for this have transformed, and not for the better. You know, pop psychology, I remember this from yesteryears. Whether or not it's valid to this day, I don't know. But I remember Pop Psych 101 said something about, you know, in marriage, particularly in Western culture, that thing that you thought was so cute and charming about your partner will be the very thing you end up despising them for later. So those things that other people would absolutely hate or call them red flags, the person who's in love will be like, well, that's what makes them them. No, that's what makes them cute. Cute gets old. I'm guessing from what I've seen here in that Five of Wands, that kind of perpetuates, but you're used to it. How you first connect to this person, oh, they give you shit, or they have an attitude, or they know how to talk back, or they like to have to pick those little fights. Those are so fun. Those are so sexy. Ooh, there's tension. I like that. 10 years later, it's old. Suddenly, you see that person as not having a spirit or standing up for themselves so much as they're constantly henpecking or controlling or argumentative. It stops being attractive. What other people, partners, rejected them for, you found something to love. But time catches up with this, and it's not charming anymore. It's not cute anymore, which is why we always tell people do not form attachments based on initial impressions and then surface level compatibility. Oh, look at that. We both like pizza with pineapple. That's so crazy. This is the love of my life. What? It surprisingly happens all the time. So what used to, I believe, give you pleasure and a sense of fulfillment, and this is for me, it don't hit like that anymore. But it's gone into such a non-recognized transformative state. In other words, it's a complete 180, but we're not looking at it. We're not saying it. We're not trying to acknowledge it. I had to put a lot of emphasis on this. That way you understand how kind of critical this is. It's a non-recognized death of feeling and how we're experiencing this. Wheel of Fortune, time has passed in this way. I'm going to skip that for now. If I have any more questions, I'll get back to it. Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. Again, I see you trying to get into a grounded state. Question is for me, is there still someone in there with you? Because time has passed. Okay. Let's go ahead and jump over that Knight of Pentacles. Let's see that Knight of Pentacles. Let me give you a stronger example of that, because some of you I can tell it's not clicking. I worked with a client once. Okay. And I said, what about this from the very beginning that you can look at comfortably now would be a red flag for you? Well, when we first started dating for the first couple of months, say the first 2 or 3 months, I really thought he was just absent-minded, like an absent-minded kind of brilliant person, very intelligent guy. Brilliant, but she's like, I kind of thought he was that kind of brilliant professor. He means well, and he's so smart, right? Has a lot of influence, but he's always absent-minded. So when he would forget things like our dates, our meeting times, I was just like, oh, that's just him. It's just, he's my absent-minded, brilliant professor. And she loved him for those things up front. And then other things started to happen, like he would just happen to forget his wallet, or his driver's license, or his phone. Okay, and she still found reasons to excuse that. So time passes, and that stuff that was really cute at the beginning, turns out this person just doesn't care enough to remember shit. Anything that's important to her. So she spends 2 or 3 times as much time, energy, and effort to compensate for the things he just can't be bothered with. That's called laziness. And someone who's not really invested. But hey, he found someone to offshore his micro responsibilities to, so he didn't have to deal with it. They weren't even married. So it was cute at first. But the same reason he had been rejected by previous partners for those same excuses and reasons, she found them as points of interest to fall in love with. So that's what I'm saying. Over here. All right, going back to that. I wanted to clear that up because I needed a stronger impression about how far that can go. And what's gone? How many years of her life? I want to say it was somewhere around upwards to 3, almost 3 years. Like I said, that kind of shit gets old. Knight of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups. We're still holding on. The Knight of Pentacles, the both of you are. Okay. It's not an accusation. I mean, given where you're coming from, your ability to be in an empowered state to recognize all this and overthrow it like a, God, I don't know, like a bad reigning monarch, overthrow it, take over the throne. That's what the Emperor could do here, but we haven't done it. How different is this for you that you can't acknowledge it? Like, is it that different? I will say this, one person still feels something in the recesses of their heart. It's not a lot, but it's kind of like emotional stubbornness here. 4 of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups. That's not necessarily in love, but it's kind of like I have to hold on to this, and it's coming from a place of the heart. So someone here has some die-hard loyalty. But again, it's not in love, and it's not in the best interest of either person's kind of love. Out of respect for you, I'm leaving this. Out of respect for myself, because I love myself, I'm leaving this. No, it's emotional stubbornness. And I know it means well. And I think you're both doing it, to be honest, with the Knight of Pentacles here twice. So neither one of you has changed the dynamic. And you both have your respective reasons to emotionally hold out for this. Okay, but again, not in each other's best interest. Not yet. Let's jump over here to that Queen of Pentacles. I need to see somebody here, their sense of self-worth. Okay. Knight of Swords, in other words, we're still, the energy's bouncing back. It's reflecting. That's why I'm not clarifying it. Okay. What you're doing, they're kind of doing too. Let's see that Queen of Pentacles, please. Let's see that Queen of Pentacles. Some of that Queen of Pentacles. I feel like that Emperor could usurp the throne pretty well if they wanted to, but we'd have to stop. We'd have to stop with this. I'm refusing to acknowledge it. The mask's got to come off. Okay. I don't know if it's pride keeping you in check. But that emotional stubbornness isn't enough to convince me to convince you that things are going well. Okay. I don't want to waste your time. And that's if you resonate. The Wheel of Fortune, here again, 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. It's still there. Things have kind of plateaued. They are where they are. So no change plus no change equals no change. I didn't have to clarify it. I had a feeling it was going to come up again. It still stayed the same, how we still perceive ourselves, our self-worth, and what it is we should be doing for ourselves. And the situation has remained the same. 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. This is literally plateau energy. Okay. How long... See, it's not fully discovered. Then I was about to say, how long have you known this, but you haven't fully realized it, the person I'm looking at? When did you start to suspect, but you haven't fully acknowledged? When? Was it Aries season? Pisces? It's kind of like I can stabilize this, or at least keep it here. This is a known entity. This is a known feeling. Okay. Okay. The Magician, 2 of Wands, the 4 of Swords. Show me that Magician, please. I want you to show me what you really want, because I don't think it's this. You got some peace. You want some peace for yourself. You want some rest. You want some time to think. Cool. I get that. But I want to push this Magician, and by extent, pushing you. You're looking for practical reasons to make an exit. Let me make that clear. You are looking for practical reasons to exit, but you haven't found enough perspective on it. In other words, I think you're looking for justification. And you need to do it from a practical point of view. You have yet to find one. Why would you? You've already told me you're comfortable at the plateau. Or at least that's your perception of it. Six of Swords, King of Pentacles. You wish you weren't so darn practical. But you are. So therefore you're trying to find a practical solution to justify an exit. You're manifesting it with all your strengths of will. Honey, your comfort zone's going to kill you. Okay. If you don't want to be so darn practical, then stop being so darn practical. How about this? You're critically being unhappy. There's something about that practicality that gets in the way. Kind of used to it, and you both kind of agreed upon the pace. Nothing's changed. And time has passed. Not much has changed or shifted. We know this. So in that respect, it can be reassuring because you know what you're getting, right? I understand that. I do. I'm not hitting anybody up for that. What I am wanting to hold you responsible for is this. People hit their comfort zone and they're cool with it. You know, this is how things are. The deeds are in place, the contracts are signed, the mortgages are in place, etc. Life happens. And it gets detailed, and then the roots keep developing. The roots, okay, are you happy with those roots? The thing is, it's like it's so heavily still in denial. I don't know that you are aware of how unhappy you are, I believe. Let's jump over here to that Four of Swords. Three of Swords, fear of rejection for some of you. Let's see that Four of Swords, please. Show me that Four of Swords. You say you want a practical solution. Your mind is bent towards it, but at the same time, it's like you despair your sense of practicality. It's like, why can't I just do the thing? And I'd like to know that as well. But again, the 3D energy is pretty held tight here. Okay. Things are very much set in motion, but I don't know that's enough justification for you to keep putting up with it. The Sun, Judgment, King of Cups. You need to listen to your heart. You gotta listen to your heart. This is what you need to rest upon. Not the practicals, not the contracts, not the deeds, not the technical obligations. Those will always be a factor to our existence as human beings. Is it what you want to maintain for yourself in the long term? Can you keep putting up with this in the long term? You gotta heal your heart, honey. Understand, from a judgment-based perspective, a spiritual essence, an emotional self, what is happiness? What does make your heart full? We need to rest on this, very much so. You got close to it here, but it's like you need a practical, you're looking for practical solutions to exit, and you're like, practically speaking, I can't find any. No, it's because that's already set in place. So maybe you're going to have an unpractical solution. Go within, quiet yourself, quiet your heart, and ask yourself, what is long-term happiness? I want to see that Two of Wands. Anything else, please, that you are thinking about? It's almost like you're saying, but this situation or this person hasn't done anything so inherently bad that I can justify parting ways with it. I don't. I mean, God, that's some hardcore practical energy I'm looking at then. How about this? Once more, it fundamentally makes you fucking unhappy. Nine of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords. I'd like to see you make that decision as well. Two of Wands, the Knight of Swords, Three of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, that you would love to act in your own best interest as an individual. That's your practical solution. Instead of maintaining the kind of status quo that I'm seeing over here, you take some of that energy and apply it to yourself as an individual. I have to agree, there's a part of your mind that's already splintered off on this and said this is best as a friendship at best. A cooperation. Preferably at a distance. If you were looking for a practical solution, how about, again, what's in your best interest? Nine of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. Why don't you think about yourself and cultivating yourself and where you're going? Because that is indeed a decision that we need to rest upon for that long-term sense of what actually makes me happy. Acting literally in your best interest, and maybe treat this as a long-distance friendship with several arms lengths between yourself and it. I just... the mechanics of this suggest that if you cannot emotionally transform this and find something to still reasonably love it, and I don't just mean emotional stubbornness, I mean really love it the way you love yourself, if that's a non-transformative thing, then the ending of it as death should be looked at as well. Okay. I'm not asking you to love something that you can't, not anymore. Okay? That's horrible. That's a violation of the self. I'm going to force myself to love this when you clearly don't. That would be a lie. But hanging back and acting like everything is fine and nothing's changed, that's also a disservice. I think you're right. I think the decision here, if you need a practical point of view, how to exit from this is do what's in your best interest. And it might be the conversation you need. I think I see us better suited as friends, and perhaps that's the way it has been and should have been for some time. Okay. Let's get some advice, please. Man, I hate it when they get this serious. I do. Because I know it's valid. It's real work like anything else. It's just some of them have a much larger emphasis on a lot more work. And those can be so discouraging when people just quickly want to know, like a Slurpee they can get at 7-Eleven, that this is going to taste good and that I'll like it and it didn't cost me too much to get it. I know. But honey, this life is not a Slurpee at the 7-Eleven. You know, it's... that's highly disposable and poor for you anyway. So, no, I practice the tarot. That's going to cost you more in terms of time, energy, and effort. But that's why I want to make it worth your while, honey. Queen of Cups. Knight of Swords. I saw it back here for you. Yeah, I make a mess. I know it. There it is. Yep. You're so used to acting from your heart. I know. And the Seven of Cups. The Hanged Man. Again, I want you to put more of yourself into the picture. Okay? Oh, that's the advice you're getting. Put yourself more into the picture. If you indeed act from the heart, you need to act from the heart in your own best interest too. Remember, you're a part of this. You're not getting what you need. I can't imagine you returning it if you're not getting what you need either. So how could this be an advantageous alliance no matter what form it takes? Okay. And Four of Pentacles, but there's that tendency to hold back and hold on. Because of the foundation. I understand the roots are deep. Not saying they're not, but I'm also saying they're plateaued. And whatever it is that you said that was so beneficial for you in the beginning is no longer the case. The Magician. I know. Part of your manifestation is stability as well as love. So while you might have the stability, do you have the commitment of love? Because love is absolutely a commitment too. I think it's funny how people default to commitment talk when there's an absence of love, but we're committed. Love is a commitment too. Crown is in reverse. We don't feel like we have success or pride in this. Okay. Or someone's not living up to the crown. And despite that, we are not an old woman, that sense of helplessness and no one loves me. And I'm sitting alone here on the bench all cold because no one will take care of me. Someone is not true for someone. So I don't think it's true for you. Okay. And just because it feels like sometimes we don't have the success or the pride, that doesn't mean we're helpless, okay? That's the way it should be. The tree of life is on the sideways. I know, you're very concerned with that sense of stability, but there is no growth here. I think we're more concerned with the roots that have been established as opposed to potential growth of the future. I already saw the comfort zone established at the plateau. So there may not be much more growth here where it's visible, but the roots are established. They're as big as they're going to get. Okay. Goodness me, Gemini, honey. I'm so sorry. For those of you who don't resonate at all, thank you for sticking around. I appreciate that. This one was not easy. I understand that. It's not my preference either. Okay. The third eye, clarity. Listen to yourself. Okay. Epiphany, breakthrough. Good. It's coming, and we need it as well. You're going to have that epiphany soon. Give you more insight. Chemistry, passion. Interesting. Is that what initially attracted to you? Balance, justice. Is that what initially attracted you to this? I see the fire, 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 and it's not that it's necessarily bad, it just became a way of life. What started out as chemistry and perhaps initial interest via passion and that kind of hotter influence, but it felt right. It didn't balance against the emotions in the long term, did it? Because it's the emotions that aren't thriving. After a certain point, they stopped. But we haven't acknowledged it. Was it chemistry that kicked this whole thing off? It felt just about right. But it's like it's become a never-ending argument. Hot and cold, busy and distracted. It's not consistent. It's not consistent. I believe you keep yourself busy and distracted. Meaningful coincidences, ghosted. You're getting signs and signal that it might be time to exit. Okay. Something to think about. I do hope this helped you at the end of the day. I hope this helped you. The tougher ones are always the ones I wish I could just redo, but I can't. Because I did actually see a potential for you to move forward, make decisions. I saw it right there in that Two of Wands. I wasn't convinced I was going to clarify. It does require active decision-making to focus on one's self-interest and only one's self-interest and say you are now a friend. Perhaps you always were. What started out as good chemistry between us turned into something else altogether that I no longer feel connected to. And that's reason enough for me. Your roots are your roots. Some of them are worth preserving. Others, no. That's up to you. I do hope this helped. We'll check up on you next week. I may not necessarily the same group of Geminis. Probably not. But still, if I can pick up on a thread of you and get a progress report, so much the better. So hopefully I will see you next week. You guys, put in the comments. Take care. Be well.